So we've analyzed the graphic novel blankets, focusing on caption boxes, narrative voice, language in general, metaphors, and other figures of speech. So let's start off with the narrative voice. The narrative voice adds a poetic tone to the novel, and sometimes it has its own caption boxes, and it's written outside the panels. It's always talking about we, and this adds a mystery to who's talking. An example of poetic tone could be on page 71. And here we have at night, lying on your back and staring at the falling snow. It's easy to imagine oneself soaring through the stars. And here the narrative voice is definitely not superficial, but instead really reflective.
The novel is extremely visual because there aren't a lot of speech balloons or boxes. For instance, on page 69, where there are only and 68, where they're only divided into two speech balloons, and this adds romance to this situation. It's really intimate, and this wouldn't have been the case if they had used a lot of speech balloons. With regards to language, it's, as mentioned, very romanticized and deep, and it's used, for instance, onomatopoetica, which contributes to make more realistic for the reader.
So, with regards to figures of speech, we encounter metaphors and personifications. The first metaphor we encounter is on page 59. And it says, "And the light fell from the sky and began glowing up through the carpet of snow." And this shows how young and soft the snow, and it's almost as though it's glowing. Like the young people, correct? And they're also young and their love is glowing. Another example on a metaphor is on the last page, and it's page 72. And then the sense of space, of depth, is lost as the snowflakes fall into a pattern. First of all, the pattern represents a cross, as you can see. And we also see a Bible on page 63, where he has his thoughts. Correct. Here, yes. And that indicates that, correct, that he's from a very religious family.
And as one can see on the last page, it sort of zooms in and out. All right. Sorry about that. So as one can see on the last page, it sort of zooms in and out on the snowflakes as they fall into this pattern. And sort of this cross, it gradually fades out and it just becomes a part of the snowflakes pattern. And this represents how he has now lost his religion to this girl he loves, kind of like R.E.M. And yes, so this is a really beautiful metaphor, we think. And there's also a really dominating use of personification, and an example of this is on page 57. Yes, where it says, "The forest will shelter us from the storm." And here, the forest is sort of romanticized, and thus the sentence becomes a personification. And another example on this is also on page 57, where it talks about how the shadows now are, well, they're ambitious today apparently, and this again, it's like the shadows are humanized. Yes, that was it.